Good afternoon, great people, and welcome to Certa Pro Painters. Oklahoma City presents Montez at midday. It's your boy Dre Montez, and how are we doing on this What Up Wednesday edition of the show? How's everybody doing today? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry for the noise in the background, but I live in the only neighborhood where everybody has a loud lawnmower, working on a motorcycle, put in a new engine, and for some reason, destroying private papers right now. So that's what you hear, a large shredding machine right now. Well, welcome to the city. There you go, folks, good people. How we doing today? I love this type of weather right here. This is my type of year, the fall weather where men get to put on clothing. Because we're naked here in the Midwest 75% of the time. Because it's that hot here. But this right here is the juices and berries weather, where you get outside, get some vitamin D in your natural hair. Go get you some vitamin D in your natural hair. By the way, if you're following on Facebook. If you're following on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're following on X or Twitter, thank you. If you're following on TikTok, thank you so much. The website is still being worked on. DreMontez.com, as we're adding sponsors that we picked up of our vacation break, adding to the merchandise line as well. So hopefully it'll be ready and up for sure. That's DreMontez.com. But as we always do, we got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. A good hug is awesome in the morning. It's like that kiss from a dog. It's like that pat on the rump. Have a good day, honey. Go out there and conquer the world. There you go. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Libra Nation, stand up. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. And if you hit a milestone point in your personal endeavors, maybe you're 3 months here, you're 6 months here, you're almost to a year. Keep going. You got this. And most importantly, if you have the day off, when you have Wednesdays off, not a vacation day, but this your day off, you're doing something right. You're doing something right. And for the people that are working from home, that taking an early day today, you're doing something right. Now, what is this noise in now? Oh, the old loud-ass street sweeper. You would think in 2024, they would have found a way to do something with the noise. I've only lived in one quiet neighborhood in my entire life. I mean, the neighborhood was so quiet, you could hear a leaf drop. Dogs didn't bark. There were no stray hens. There were no little baby son of a bitches in the neighborhood. But the noise kind of makes the city. The noise makes your neighborhood. If it's too quiet in the city, that means what? They coming. So I'm enjoying the noise level right now, but it's just hilarious to me for sure. It is hilarious to me. Before we get into the show today, a few things crossed my mind. I don't know why my emotions are running high today. Like I'm in an emotional state, not like crying or sad, but I'm like in a wondering why, like a moment. You know, from watching past TV shows to watching movies to watching current events to watching the news, doing the daily mundane activities that I do. I'm in a state of worry emotionally. I wish they clean the streets at 10 o'clock at night. If you can work on the street at 10 o'clock at night, why can't you clean the street at 10 o'clock at night? Let's disturb the people that work at night and need they sleep at night. They don't need the quiet. Let's get them motherfuckers up. Maybe if we do more things at nighttime, maybe that'll cut down on crime. The street sweeper doing out here, move them drugs in the house. Tell the gangbangers going to, maybe that'll do something. I don't know. But back to what I was saying. I saw a very disturbing video. School bus. Nobody's going to have it the way they had it in school back in the day. Let's get that out of the head. I'm just wondering what happened. What happened to the bus monitor? What happened to a grown person being on the bus to keep the order? Not yelling at you, not disciplining you, but when you saw a grown person on your school bus as a child, so you had a bus driver and a school monitor, a bus monitor. The bus monitor would be the first person off the bus when you got to the school. If there was an issue on the bus monitor is going to talk to the appropriate people. When you get home, the bus monitor will get off the bus. If your parents are there, they're going to handle the situation. If your parents are not there, it's up to the school to contact your parents to let them know your child has had an issue on the bus. So I've talked to a few people that still drive the school buses. And I talked to a few parents that still drop their kids off at the school bus and pick their kids up. And I was told that's a volunteer thing. And not all school buses, not all school districts have a school bus monitor. What happened? What? I know a lot of grown people that are at home in the daytime need something to do. What's? Then I saw another one. I'm not saying you owe anybody anything. Nobody owes anything. But what's wrong with thank you? I appreciate it. I don't care how long it takes. But when you are going through something and somebody is there for you, not financially, but for us food, shelter, transportation, maybe clothing, maybe help you out with a job, maybe to put you in a position to get you up on your feet where you're able to stand tall and be proud of yourself and go out there and attack the world as you should. And the person or the people that help you, you just went on about yourself. You never look back. 5, 10 years done passed down the line and you still haven't said anything. Why is that? These people not asking for money. They don't want you to mention them in a speech. Simple phone call, simple text, in person, FaceTime. Hey, thank you for what you did for me. If I couldn't have done what you did for me, if you wouldn't have done that, there's no telling where I would be in life. Again, they're not asking for money, but a simple thank you. I had a very, very unfortunate accident back in 2013-14 where things just went a way I didn't see coming. I was traveling in Louisiana. They lost everything. I had nothing but the clothes I had. That's it. Another situation happened where I was staying at. Something happened. I met a complete stranger through the world of softball. This woman, Miss Nina, my sister, down in Shreveport, Louisiana, helped out a complete stranger. I've thanked that woman so much. Not money, nothing like that at all, but that couch and the ability to get back and forth to make that money. That speaks volumes when you're able to lay your head down, not worry about nothing, and get up and go out there and attack the world and get your hustle on, get your job on, get back and forth, make you feel like you're doing something. So to all the people that have helped people out there like that and people that have been through that moment and went back around and said, thank you. I applaud you all. I applaud you all. It is What Up Wednesday. And there's some people out here a little upset right now in the sports world. When athletes are unhappy, I'm not talking about the game situation. I'm not talking about their performance in the game. I'm talking about the situation that they're in with said team. It gets ugly real quick. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. That's where some of these teams at. And you would think by the time you're a professional athlete, you would think the way people talk to you, the verbiage would change. No, some still treat you like a child. Some still treat you like you're a commodity. Some still treat you like you're a piece of meat or property. They don't look at you as a human. They don't do that. And if you're not thick-skinned enough to realize that by now in your 30s and you're playing a professional sport, well, shame on you as well. You have to know how this game is played. If you don't know the political side of sports by now, get out. Get out. If you don't understand the political side of any professional sport, get out now before you turn pro, before you waste your parents' family, friends, the church congregation, your uncle, your aunt, your grandmother, all that time you wasted it in. If you're not equipped to deal with the political side of sports, please get out. And don't say you're not into politics, because it's going to happen at one point or another. It has happened the past 15 years in a row in sports where politics gets involved. And when players' unhappiness happens in sports, there's a little bit of politics involved. I don't know. Let's just pull out of the way what's going on in Miami and the Vegas Raiders. It could be contractually. It could be the overall package. It could be a position player. But this is not what we talked about when I got on the team. This is not what we said we was going to do in camp. None of the meetings. And now here's the season, and nothing is being true folder. How do you get out of that? You put yourself in this position with you and your agent and said, team, you signed a binding contract. You have to value that contract. If you do not value the contract or follow the rules of the contract, they're going to take some money. They're going to suspend you. They're going to make you look like a bad person. So how do we help the unhappy athlete? You can tell by body language, lack of effort, the way they swag in and out of huddles, the way they swag in and off the field on defense. You can just tell that something is wrong. How do you address that as a person that runs a team? Person that owns a team, and you're watching this, or other people in your front office are telling you this. Hey, you might want to take a look at this. How do they nip this in the bud before it goes in the way of Antonio Brown? I don't think we need that ever again happen in sport. That was ugly. That was borderline disgusting and disrespectful from a person that loves the NFL, that supports the NFL. I get a majority of my money and time to see the disrespect from a player to a team to a fan base and the competitive nature of the game. But in this game of football, you got to have a thick skin. The crowd is cheering one moment, but when something goes wrong, especially something you can't control, it's going to turn on you. That's why I believe most of the alpha players in today's NFL, I think since 2015, they take control of the situation. The main ones stay off of social media. They have someone else do their social media. They don't respond on social media. But the ones that are in control of their own social media, they go out and engage with the folk. And it turns into a public debate, public argument, a public forum. And it turns out very, very nasty, because there's one thing the internet does not do. It does not forget. It's like a good old-fashioned who truck is that loud? That's a four-wheel truck. Oh, boy. It was quiet in the projects back in the day. But I'm trying to figure out, when we see an unhappy athlete, as the viewer, our first response is, he need to get on up out of there. But it's not that easy. The contract you sign, the salary cap, the money that's available, moving forward when you're unhappy is very, very hard to do. You ever been in a position where you had someone older than you, or advice from a parent or a relative or a sibling that's older than you, and tell you, well, you got to sit there and deal with it? That doesn't go well when someone tells you, well, what you going to do? I mean, you got to work. That's your schedule for the week. I mean, what you going to do? You just can't quit your job. You can't quit your job in professional sports when you're under contract. It's going to go very bad and very wrong for you financially. But how do you get out of this in a professional way? If I'm Mr. Waddle with the Miami Dolphins, if I'm Devontae Adams with the Vegas Raiders. There has to be a common ground where we can come together and figure out to turn this frown into a smile. Not the movie, The Smile, but the actual smile on my face to get out here and play the game I love with that same love and appreciation out there on the field. I shouldn't feel like there's needles hitting my skin 24/7 as a part of this organization. And that's what it's looking like from the body language. There's a lot of disgruntled athletes in the NFL right now, but those are the main two that I'm really seeing, the main two. The rest of them, I think they're just getting used to the idea, hey, 100,000 people are not at these NFL games. I'm not used to this small of a crowd. They're missing their collegiate lifestyle, but that's another discussion for another time. Right now, the unhappy and unjustified athlete, especially in the NFL. Baseball, they just send your ass down. They don't care. They just send you down. They'll get rid of you. They'll figure out a way not to deal with you any way or another. Good afternoon, my dude. Good afternoon. How many times did street sweeper gonna go down the street? This street not that big. What did I do wrong this morning? What did I do wrong this morning? I would love to know. Tata Delicious, did you talk to the people about our schedule? Didn't we talk to the city? They said we're not going to do anything at 12 o'clock. All right. Well, we got to talk to these people. We may have to go back to early morning shows because there's no babies in the neighborhood. There's no puppies in the neighborhood. There's no little baby son of a bitches getting on a bus when the bus blows the horn. So we may have to go back to early morning starting in November because I don't like the noise. But the unhappy football player, the unhappy athlete, for us to watch it on television is mind-boggling because the first thing we do, we refute back to when we were young athletes. Body language. Go sit down. Go sit down. Not listening to coach. Go sit down. Doing your own thing. That's not the play. Go sit down. You can't do that. Well, you can in sports. I've seen it done. Hey, get on in here. You don't want to hustle? Get on in here. Get on in here. Get on in here. How do they fix this? Because right now, if I'm the Dolphins, Mr. Waddle is the only one in Tyreek. Tyreek can't go nowhere. He's stuck. $60 million a year. Sit your ass down. But Waddle and Devontae Adams, I see a happiness at the end of this tunnel. One of those guys, I'm going to say it here right now, one of those guys going to end up with New England Football Patriots. One of those receivers are going to end up with the New England Football Patriots. One of them is. One of those guys is going to end up. It is a good day, man. This is that batting cage weather here, man. This is a good day to go to the park. This is a good day to get that rec in, get that work in. Reflect on what you did and didn't do this past weekend. By the way, shout out to all the teams that played ball this weekend out in Vegas. Softball players out there. So it seems to be a little tiff going on in Major League Baseball. Little riff about the about the in-season doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves. Arizona Diamondbacks owners in little tiff, little tude for the fact they played a doubleheader. In the fact he didn't get in. I mean, you had the Mariners didn't get in. They scored the most runs in baseball. And you allowed the least amount of runs in baseball. Or did I get that backwards? Either way, you blew an 8-0 lead. An 8-0 lead to the Giants a week before the season ended. What you did with the Padres looked like he didn't even want to show up. So move on over to Arizona Diamondbacks. This is what I want to talk about. When I was watching both games, when I was watching the game, the doubleheader, in the way the Mets just clown right there. But when they split, I immediately changed the channel. It was over with. Later on, I realized through video, they celebrated on the field together. They were chest bumping, high-fiving each other. Look, I get it. You both made the playoffs, but what happened to the competitive edge in sports? What happened? You're not supposed to do that. That's not the baseball way. That's like trotting around on a home run that you hit like 9,000 feet and you taking damn near 3 minutes to run the bases. The next time you come up at bat, what's going to happen? Hit him in the head. That's what happens in baseball. I've never known baseball players to celebrate together the way the Mets and the Braves did on Monday. That had me thinking about that. I could never see Kobe doing that. Never. Jordan, get out of here. John Elway, never. Montana, it's a different time. They give out participation trophies. It's everybody's birthday in the office in the month of October. We know, Michelle, your birthday was in September, but there was nobody else's birthday in September. So they throw parties in the office, in the corporate world. They throw one party a month, and it's for everybody that had a birthday party that month. What happened to the competitive nature? I'm not saying you got to spit in the guy's face, talk about his wife's upside down boobs looking sideways, dysfunctional looking kid. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm not celebrating with you that we both made it into the playoffs. You go in your clubhouse, I'm going to go in our clubhouse. This I feel, we coming on the field. But you stay in the clubhouse, but they both on the field? I think that's why I don't like going to Cubs-Cardinal games no more. You have Cubs and Cardinal fans holding fucking hands, made a baby together, got married. What? How? You got Blues and Blackhawk fans kissing in public. What happened? You would never, ever see me with the team that I don't like and shouldn't like. I could never. Call me petty, call me old-fashioned, but that's just the way I was raised. That's just the way. I could never hang and party and love up on a Raider, a Chief. Why? What? Have a kid by a Chief baby, by a Chief woman? No. Cub fan? No. Royals fan? Please. And my all-time favorite, Cincinnati Red fan. You know what you did. Some things I just can't be a part of. That celebrating together? No. No. I don't like it, baseball. I don't like it at all. Don't like it at all, baseball. And I tell you what I don't like either. We had it last year. The long layoff in the playoffs. Hold on. Before we get to that, let me talk about what would you do if you were the manager of a wild card baseball team? What would be your philosophy going into the wild card? It's 2 out of 3. What is your philosophy? Tell me, what are you telling your pitching staff? Your entire pitching staff, starting, middle relief, and relievers. What are you telling your starters, your middle relief, and your closing pitchers? What are you telling them all? All of you are going to pitch. All of you. We're trying to keep going. In the wild card, everybody's fucking playing. Well, Coach, I missed that one. That's okay. You'll get a chance tomorrow. Everybody's going to bat. I don't get how the Orioles lost 1-0. By the 5th inning, let's change this shit up. Let's go. They lose today. That's it. That's a wrap. What is the mindset going into the wild card play? Oh, guys, we got in this thing. Well, we're on a hot streak. When 5th inning is 1-0, you ain't done diddly poo. Some of these managers are so hard-headed and hot-headed They don't see what we see. It's like they're in another world as they're sitting in the dugout, chewing their seeds and spitting them out in a very cool rhythm. Why your coaches not talking? Hey, I think we need to take him out. He 0 for 3. He 0 for 3. 4 through 8 is 0 for 3. No changes. I'm telling you, everybody is playing in the wild card. All 25 of you playing. I'm using the whole damn lineup. If we down at any point in that game, in Detroit, they're going to get a movie made about them, and it better include Miggy. If Detroit end up going through this thing and winning the World Series, they better make a movie. I want Jim Joyce in there fucking up that no-hitter. I want Miggy in there for MLB fucking up, not giving him his true triple crown treatment. If the Detroit Tigers win this whole thing, not saying I'm rooting for him. That's my youngest son, Tim. That's his squad. Shout out to Tim. But I don't understand the mentality. Did you see how the Mets were playing that wild card game yesterday? Aggressive base running, aggressive pitching. We have nothing to lose. We got Grimace on our side. Long as they don't do this no more. The moment they do that, the Mets shit the bed almost when they were doing that. Let's keep up the OMG. Let's show Grimace. Let's keep it going. And let's not mention in the playoffs itself, there are 16 former St. Louis Cardinals and 1 manager of the year in these playoffs. The only team without a Cardinal is the Milwaukee Brewers. Fuck them anyway. It makes you wonder. It makes you just want to go to Busch Stadium right now and look up in those offices where those dudes live at and just stand there and look. If I had the time and the patience, I would hold up a big-ass sign at Busch Stadium and walk back and forth saying, 16 of our former players are in the playoffs. 16 of our former players in the playoffs. I would be that fan. You realize in 2022, today, Albert Pujols, Wainwright, and Yachty exited the field together the last time? Today, in 2022. You know, October means a lot in St. Louis because we're what? We're a hockey town with a baseball problem. And our baseball problem is not getting itched. It's getting scratched and it's bleeding bad. It's bleeding red. 16 former Cardinals and 1 manager of the year in the playoffs. I like afternoon baseball. It is the best ever, especially during the week. And we got 4 games today. This is the hunt for October is here. It is baseball season, and I am going to enjoy this thing the way it should be enjoyed, with care, genuine dignity, and genuine dignity. I'm going to preach this phrase again. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. We're going to take a short break here and come back and have a little discussion about playoffs, WNBA, and Major League Baseball. And also to ponder your mind decision here on this Way Back Wednesday, What Up Wednesday edition of Certa Pro Painters presents Montez at midday. We've got a few people here that tuned in. What my dude say? You bet your daughter. You damn right. You damn right. That's good. That's good parenting, Reagan. That's good parenting. Give out no damn participation trophies over Chip. I don't think my father would have allowed that. I don't think my dad, father, Pop would have allowed that at all. At all. Not up in Chip. Not up in Chip. I mean, I'm not saying he did an Aaron Hernandez situation on me, but I'm just saying. We're going to take a short break here. A word from my sponsor, Mountain Man Scrub. Get yours today. Go to their Facebook page as they're doing a little maintenance on the website. Good for your hands, feet, and face. Mountain Man Scrub. Get your scrub on. Smoke them if you got them. Be right back. Mountain Man Scrub. as smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on. What up, good folk, good people? How we doing? Let's raise that roof a little bit up here. Raise that roof a little bit. What up, Mitch? What up, cousin Meg? I like the report already about the family reunion coming up in Illinois. I'm liking that. I'm liking that, cuz. I'm liking that for sure. Yeah, buddy. I'm looking forward to that one. That's gonna be a good one. Bring it back to the shop, baby. I can't wait to that family reunion. My dude, Mitchell Dobson. Are we ready for this wedding of Duffy's, Mitch? I can't believe our friend, our buddy, Duffy is getting married. I believe it's October 18th. Congratulations. And this Saturday, my dude, Josh, and his lovely soon-to-be bride, Miss Robin, are getting married. So this Saturday, Dre is going to a wedding. So it's wedding season. 2 weddings in October. It's just something you would never, ever. I never thought I'd be in this situation, be going to a wedding in the month of October. Because what happens in October? Football. And when do people have weddings? On Saturdays and Sundays. But I love these two. I'm going to the wedding no matter what. But it is What Up Wednesday, good people. How you doing today? If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. If you missed the earlier discussion, I'm in a little bit of a fray of an emotional high. I just wish we cared about one another the way we used to. I wish we were appreciative of one another as we used to. It's too much hatred. It's too much jealousy. It's this damn internet and it's photoshopping photos. That ain't your house. You don't look that damn good. That ain't your car. Just be truthful. Your car is not always in the shop if it's that new looking in the photo. Okay? I'm just saying that. Stop lying to blind people. They're going to find out one day or another. Already in the building for sure. Unhappy players in sports. And I bring that up due to the discussion that's been going on since Monday following the weekend in the NFL. We saw the outlash and outbreak on the sideline between Tyreek Hill and Waddle with Miami. And we heard and know what's going on with the Vegas Raiders concerning Devontae Adams. But we've been through this before when athletes are not happy, especially the prima donna ones, the wide receivers. There's been a few safeties and corners, and a couple of linebackers, and a few running backs and a quarterback. But you never hear offensive linemen unless they're on the edge. But it's predominantly these wide receivers. And Devontae is 31. You're about to get put on that list. Put him out in the shed and shoot him. So moving forward, I want to see how both athletes, the NFL, their agents, and the free agent market is going to handle them, or the trading block is going to handle them. I think, I know Adam Schefter. I know Mark Lombardi. But reading between the lines and social media, Devontae kind of likes that New England Football Patriots, Mr. Bob Kraft, and Mr. Mayo as the coach. He likes that little dynamic right there. So we're going to follow that. Waddle, I don't know. I still think Russell Bus Wilson from Pittsburgh, he'd take his ass to Miami. Tua, if I was Tua, I would talk not just to my family members, every neurologist in the world, not Will Smith. He just portrayed that doctor in the movie, but talk to the real doctor. And then I would talk to every former NFL player that's still alive that had more than 4 concussions. I would go talk to all of them. That's what I would do if I was him. That's what I would do for sure. For sure. Then we also talked about what the Braves and the Mets did on Monday as they both made it to the playoffs. They split that doubleheader on the last day of baseball. It was a celebration that everybody's talking about. They both celebrated on the field together. The competitive edge in baseball has kind of lost it for me. I like how excited the baseball players get when they're scoring a run, getting a big hit, coming out of a slump, a rally, a pitch, and make a big pitch, that clutch moment. I like that. They're acting like kids, but I don't like when they celebrate with the other team. No. Keep that shit separate as in divided, as we gonna do. We're in the wild card round right now. That's 2 out of 3. All 25 of you motherfuckers playing. All of you. And Hayward almost became that man. He almost, bases loaded. Bases loaded. Jason Hayward comes up to bat for the Stros. And the Stros going to do everything they possibly can to win a game. Trash can, beeper, yelling, sign language. They're going to do whatever they can do to win this game today. And nothing would make me more happier than watching the evil umpire cheaters fall. The Houston Astros. Long layoffs. Last year, you had 3 teams in the Major League Baseball playoffs that won 100 games, didn't make it out of the first round. Between the 3 of them, they only won 1 game. Three teams won the Major League Baseball playoffs last year, won 100 games. None of them made it out of the first round, and only 1 game was won between the 3 of them. That's why I said wild card, whoever wins that wild card game, in any of these wild card series, the 4 that are going on, be careful. Just because they coming out this thing hot. The Mets in Detroit are dangerous. They're very aggressive. Detroit is aggressive with their pitching, then their base running. The Mets are aggressive on all phases of the game. I need to wake up Baltimore. I need to wake them up. Something's not right. They should have did some changes or adjustments in the 5th inning yesterday. They went too far before they didn't even hit the panic button. Won that. Kansas City, for the first time ever in franchise history, won a 1-0 postseason game. And then you get to the WNBA. Did Becky Hammond actually say, since the Aces are down 0-2 to New York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu, if you didn't see her press conference yesterday, go back and watch it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes when you're listening to it. Damn the voice, but the way she's speaking, who does she remind you of? I'm going to call it 8 and 24. Kobe Bryant, slam dunk, giant, can't stop the Kobe. She embraced her inner Kobe, her inner Black Mamba. Kobe, I know you proud. That press conference, that 4th quarter, them shots, that pass to Stewie on the baseline. Hey, I like Aja Wilson. I like the Vegas team. It's something about Becky Hammond that is, I don't know. It's just, she reminds me of the LSU coach. It's just something going on. Maybe Popovich gave her the wrong advice moving forward. But it's just something about Becky Hammond that irks the fuck out of me. I wish I could fix it. But they are what? The New York Liberty so far have swept the Vegas Aces this year. Period. They balling. You can't use the excuse that Becky Hammond used. Well, I don't want to say an excuse. She said, well, it's the distractions. You know, I got my ladies doing promotional work. They're doing this, they're doing that. And it's hard to get the focus back. Really? 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 Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I want to see, and I hope the long baseball playoff does not hurt the next round. Can this be fixed? Can this be fixed? Because everybody wants to see the Yankees and the Dodgers. But if them bats cold, just remember what we talked about. The long layoffs in Major League Baseball playoffs. Don't forget the fact that we have 16 former Cardinals and 1 manager of the year in the playoffs. It's kind of sad watching it. It's like you catching a bus and you see your ex roll by in a very nice car with her new beau, and she see you, and you see her. She don't wave, you don't wave, but you saw each other. And the light turned green, she just drive off. Right there, you're pissed. For one, you ain't gonna give me a ride. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that it's October. Everybody's attitude is changing, body language, and just reflections on life. I'm going to give you a little advice right now. Things that are going on in the world with this ILA shipping crisis right now, I think Christmas need to be done following, because there's going to be some issues with getting gifts and everything on the shipping. I'm just pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. Don't be lying to your kids. I got you some, but they don't strike. Get it now. Get it now. Take heed. Take heed. Speaking of advice, how do you deal with taking advice from people that have no idea what they're talking about? Let's say you're upset about something. They say, hey, what's going on? Well, my daughter wants to go to Princeton, and my son, he wants to go to St. Louis University, and the job wants me to transfer to Sacramento, California. But my wife, she's the head of pharmaceuticals here in the Midwest region, and we're trying to figure out the best solution for our family moving forward. And your friend, Bradley went to high school, just got his first car, doesn't have a girlfriend, doesn't have any kids, wants to give you advice. Are you going to listen? Are you going to listen to someone who's never been married, never had kids, try to tell you about marriage and kids? Are you going to listen? If you're having housing ownership issues and someone wants to give you advice that still live in the basement with a relative or their parents, are you going to listen to them? I think that's what's going on now. People are looking at your background other than listening to the words you're trying to give them. Talk to me now. Talk to me. We went through that little phase in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. You know, what neighborhood, what high school, what college you go to, where your parents work at, what kind of car you drive. What does that matter? What does that matter? If I can speak common sense and understand the situation, listen to you, use my listening skills, comprehension skills, and give you great feedback, why does it matter about any of that? See, that's the problem. People want too many accolades on where the advice is coming from. For what? I know some of the top scholars here in St. Louis that are idiots. They don't know simple life details. They believe anybody. They go home with anybody. Let anybody come over their house. Let anybody drive their car. Don't know these people. Middle name, birth date, or real name. But you have your master's. You have your PhD. You've owned your home since you were 21 and you're now 38. Okay. But you keep letting all this dumb shit happen. So that's what I don't get up right there. How you that educationally smart, but when it comes to life, your lights are out up here. That there's nobody home. It's hollow up here. And then when folks try to give you an eye-to-eye conversation, well, you're not on my level. Okay. We'll see you on Dateline of 2020. One of the two. But why do we judge the level of the person that's giving advice? Why is that? Why is that? I've been searching. I've been asking, wondering why. Little line from Lil Wayne right there. But just wondering that why does it matter on your upbringing, your lifestyle, when you're getting advice from someone? It shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way at all. Tell you something else that shouldn't be that way. But I'm telling you right now, this is by looking at social media, by looking at all these daily afternoon shows and morning shows, something is on the rise. And it may have an effect on the sports world, predominantly the NFL and the NBA, which the NBA starts October 22nd. It's another special day. It's my birthday. But something is coming out. And I want to know, let me word this right now. Diddy in the sports world. It is this kind of reminds you of when Major League Baseball was going through the issues with steroids and androstenedione and Barry Bonds and his buddy Balco. When everybody was freaking out when they did what? We getting Congress involved. Oh, folks were scared. Folks were panicking. Just rewind the clock when all that went down. Just think about how Major League Baseball players were acting, them and their wives, NFL players. Look at what Bill Romanowski and his wife went through. So can you imagine all these NFL players that went to Diddy parties, all of the NBA players that went to them Diddy parties, and now you're kind of understanding why some of these players are acting that way on social media. Maybe something is on the way. Because if they did that for define the odds of baseball when you're altering your body and tricking the numbers and steroids and androstenedione, things of that nature, and the Balco company and Barry Bonds, all of that was on the line. The integrity of the game was on the line. Well, let's just say, allegedly, NFL, NBA players, they like to party. There's no secret. They like to party. They like to kick it. And they like to show you what they're doing. They show you all their business on IG more than anything. That's why NBA players do not get along. It's their IG. They all dating the same woman, and them idiots don't know it to the Christmas break. But back here, I'm wondering, behind the scenes, how many athletes right now are like, oh, shit. Oh, boy, we need to get ahead of this. We need to get ahead of this. Need to get ahead of this. If you're watching the Aaron Hernandez docudrama series on FX, when he got that phone call that boy was still alive, he's trying to circle the wagon then. You got to figure some things out. So I wonder how many players, agents included, homeboys, coat tail riders, how many of them are like, oh, shit, this is serious. FBI? Congress? I mean, look, little local police, little sheriff, oh, y'all laughing. FBI? Congress? That's serious. That is, I'm just wondering the effect that this is having in the sports world, what's going on in the entertainment world. Especially some of these household name party athletes. Look how they've been acting the first 4 weeks of the season. I'm wondering, do you see what I see? Yeah, I know I'm legally blind, but I pay attention. And it don't cost much to do that. Talk to me. Talk to me for sure. But I don't wish no ill harm on no one that's involved in this situation. I want athletes to play the sport to the best of their ability. Win if you can win. Get better if you can get better. But understand the situation that you're in. Understand the world that you're in. Understand the expectations of you. And understand this, back to that player and happiness here. And I never realized this until the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, Will. He said it's hard for quarterbacks that were the man in college that's not a first-round draft pick to come into the NFL, learn that system of the NFL, and then all of a sudden you get put in the game. That roar is not there anymore. So you got that sense of nervousness going on. But I find it to be very, very, very interesting for sure on that nature. So wow. Lots to take in here. And it's only the middle of the week. The baseball shenanigans with the celebrations with two teams on the same field, total bullshit and chaotic. Got 16 former Cardinals in the playoffs and one manager of the year. Where's the competitive nature? It's gone. It's out the window. The philosophy of the wild card round in Major League Baseball, I don't understand it. How you lose a game 1-0 in the wild card? Call me naive. Call me disdain. But how in the hell you lose a game 1-0 in the wild card and you got a whole bench of players? And they pay for a whole lot of money than competitive softball players do. It's the mentality. It's the mindset. I hope these long playoffs for the next round don't hurt baseball. But baseball today shall be fun. We have afternoon baseball, as I said, 4 games. Yeah, baby. Let's get it in. I'm going to let you guys get on with the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day for sure. And most importantly, how you doing, Miss Elizabeth? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for your words of kindness. Always. For sure. Oh, yeah, definitely be a good time, boss. I can't wait, cuz. And I'm on vacation, too. I've gotten smart when to take a vacation. Yeah, buddy. We've gotten better at it. We've gotten a whole lot better at it for sure. It is. All right, good folks. We are going to do what we can and get up out of here and let you guys enjoy this magnificent weather outside. Man, if I could still drive, I would be in a convertible just on the highway, just driving, smoking one of them things going up the road. That's what I would be doing. I'm going to start up my loud lawnmower and sit on the horn of my car for 20 minutes and just drive through South City and wake some folks up. Oh, that'd be entertaining, wouldn't it? Well, as they say in the hood, I will holler at you kids later. But thank you so much again for tuning to today's show of Certa Pro Painters, Oklahoma City. Let the professionals do the work, whether it's residential or commercial. Thank you so much. And as always, it's your boy, Dre Montez. Montez at midday, baby. Peace, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.